What is going on, everybody? It's Matt Marchese, also known as Islanders Daily, your daily news from the four-time Stanley Cup champions, New York Islanders, and the game has ended against the Winnipeg Jets, and to nobody's surprise, the Islanders have lost once more, this time 5-2 to the Winnipeg Jets, and things go from bad to worse for the New York Islanders, and again, I preached it last episode, but it continues on into this game. This defense is abysmal outside of Matthew Schaefer. Matthew Schaefer, why is the 18-year-old the only good player on defense? That is inexcusable. That is inexcusable. The defense should be being carried by these veteran guys, and they simply blow right now. I mean, Ryan Pulock is useless at this point in his career. Scott Mayfield, what does he even do? Alexander Romanov looks like a whole new player. He looks absolutely garbage to start this year off. Tony DeAngelo is Tony DeAngelo. You know what you're going to get out of him. And Adam Pelech, again, has just gone on a downward spiral since he's been having those good, solid defensive years. What is going on? And why are the Islanders defensemen playing so bad? This is simply inexcusable. I knew that we fans knew that they were going to, not the best decor in the NHL. But what is going on? Because this defense isn't even bottom tier. This defense is horrible. They're worse than bottom tier. I'd go as far as saying they're one of the worst in the NHL right now besides Matthew Schaefer. You should not be having to be carried by an 18-year-old rookie defenseman. That is inexcusable, and the Islanders should be embarrassed by themselves, this decor. And I don't know what to say. I mean, you heard it from the fans. They booed them after the game, and rightfully so. The defense is garbage. It's garbage. How are they playing so bad? I don't know. I really don't know. I can't sit here and be like, give you in-depth details on why they're playing bad, because I don't know. The only thing I can consider is Ryan Pulock is washed. I don't know what happened after his Italian wedding listening to the Chainsmokers, but he has gone garbage. Scott Mayfield, that guy has been on a downward spiral for a long time, and it just has continued. And it's a shame. I like Scotty Mayfield. I think he's a good guy. Can he play hockey anymore? No, he can't. Adam Pelech, whatever there. But the biggest one is Alexander Romanov. What the hell, man? That guy was supposed to be our number one defenseman, and he looks like a bottom six defenseman. There's no way he should be playing this bad. And I'm still holding out hope that this is just early season rust. But we're reaching a point in the Islanders season, 3 games in, we're reaching a point that it's time to start worrying about the defense. And at this point, I'm thinking, why not? Why are we keeping these guys? Obviously, nobody wants their contracts because they suck. But what can we do to have them improve? Because right now, it's not looking good for the New York Islanders. And it's a shame and everything, but that's the way it goes. It goes really bad. And I got frustrated so much that my dog came knocking into this door trying to figure out what's going on. The Islanders are driving people insane. That is what's going on. And yeah, it's just bad. It's just bad. And with all the defensive faults, obviously, Ilya Sorokin needs to be better. Obviously, the defense sucks besides Schaefer. But Sorokin needs to come up with bigger saves. And, we were out of this game what seemed early on. Pajot then scores a big goal to get us back in at 2-1. And what does Sorokin do? He lets in a weak goal from Logan Stanley. That guy should not be scoring on you, especially with the goal that he scored right through the legs. Sorokin needs to save that to keep the Islanders in this game, and he didn't. And the Islanders needed an elite Sorokin, and we do not have an elite Sorokin. We have a middle-of-the-ground goalie. Right now, he's playing even below average. Now, again, a lot of that is due to the defense, I think, sucking. But Sorokin needs to be better. It's not just the defense. Sorokin himself needs to perform better, and he's not. He is not performing better. And the Islanders, once again, outshot their opponent. That's all 3 games now that we've outshot our opponent. But in the last 2 games, the Islanders got waxed. They got waxed in the last 2 games. I mean, they were out of it right away against the Capitals. There was no chance of winning that game. And then against this game, again, you're down 2-0, you score, and then Sorokin gives up that goal, and it takes out all the momentum instantaneously. It's so mind-boggling about how horrible the Islanders are playing. You think that they'd want to come home, show out for the fans, and what do? They get booed right away. You get booed instantaneously. How shitty do you have to be as a team to be getting booed in game number 3? Like, what is going on? This should be the happy time for the fans that the season's coming back. And I know I've called myself an optimist for the Islanders, but this is inexcusable the way they're playing early on in the season. And honestly, if this continues into early December, Patrick Waugh will not be the head coach of the New York Islanders. There's no way the Islanders can continue playing this way and keep Patrick Waugh. Yes, Darsh kept him, but Waugh is not Darsh's guy. Darsh can quickly get rid of him and make him the fall guy if things go bad. And it's a shame because I think the offense, I mean, obviously I shouldn't say the offense has played good. There's been a couple guys who have played solid. I thought Emil Heineman had a good game scoring a goal. Schaefer, again, the only defenseman worth anything on the New York Islanders, had another assist. So he has, in 3 games played, 3 points. Barzal has been solid. I think Drouin in his game back played all right. I mean, I know he whiffed a couple times on shots, but what are you going to do? The big problem here is the older veteran guys. They are done. Anders Lee, done. Casey Cizikas, done. All the defensemen I just said, done. What is going on? The Islanders need something. I mean, why did Cal Ritchie get sent down yesterday? Why is he sent down? What does Casey Cizikas do better than Cal Ritchie? I'll tell you, nothing. He does nothing better than Cal Ritchie, except maybe I don't know. I can't even explain it. What does Cizikas do better than Cal Ritchie? Nothing. There's nowhere that Cizikas does anything. Get the young guy in there and make some noise for him, because Cizikas, we know what we're going to get. We're going to get trash. You know, that's what we're going to get with Casey Cizikas. At least bring up a young guy in Cal Ritchie and see what we got there. And then let's go look at our defensemen. Ryan Pollock, Scott Mayfield, those guys. What do they do better than Marshall Warren or Isaiah George? Marshall Warren's been tearing it up in the AHL. Hell, man, I might want to give him a chance in the NHL soon, because Pollock and Mayfield and all these other guys, they don't want it. They don't want it. They do not want it. They are playing horrible defense, giving up grade A opportunities left and right, and why keep them? Why keep them? Let's get the young guy up there. See what he's got, because I'll tell you what, I know damn well he wants to prove it more than those guys. It's so infuriating right now with the Islanders, this defense, and how they've performed. Because it's game number 3. I should not be this frustrated by game number 3. And the Islanders have just broken your will instantaneously. I honestly want to give them a round of applause for doing that, because I do not get it. Again, you're down 4-1 in this game, and it's over right away. It is over right away, and it's like, come on, man. Are you kidding me? And again, our special teams, I praised it. The power play went 0 for 5 today. Are you kidding me? Score a goal on the power play, man. It looked all right at points, but come on, it can't do that. And our penalty kill we went 1 for 3. Who cares there? The game was freaking done. And it's infuriating. I mean, look at this time on ice for our defensemen. Adam Pelech, 16 minutes and 4 seconds. Ryan Pollock, 16 minutes and 17 seconds. Scott Mayfield, 16 minutes and 41 seconds. Alexander Romanov, 16 minutes and 5 seconds. Tony DeAngelo, 17 minutes and 46 seconds. Matthew Schaefer, 26 minutes and 35 seconds. You're letting your 18-year-old carry your defense. These guys should be embarrassed. They should be embarrassed that they're getting, carried by an 18-year-old defenseman. They should be the ones helping him learn the NHL, and it seems like he's the only one who knows how to play in the NHL compared to these guys. It's so annoying, man. I can't, think coherent thoughts because this defense is driving me insane. It's so annoying with how bad they performed, and honestly, I don't see a change in sight for these defensemen. And it's something that they're going to have to rebuild, I think. You got to blow up the whole decor besides Matthew Schaefer nearly instantaneously, because these guys suck. Holy hell, man. It's so bad. It's so bad. And like I said, if this ship doesn't turn quickly, Patrick Waugh could be out sooner rather than later. And the Islanders are getting more shots, but it's still the same problem. They're not burying the puck. It's the same old, same old. You can't score. You can't score. I mean, we're giving up way too many goals, and you're not scoring goals. And the Islanders will not win hockey playing like this. It's simple. You won't win playing like this. And I don't know what they need to do to change, what's going on. I don't know how you can get the defensemen to play better, but it has been a horrendous. It's probably been the worst possible start to a season the Islanders could ask for. And that's saying something. That is certainly saying something with how bad they've been. But yeah, I need to figure out what the Islanders think that Cizikas does better than Callum Ritchie? Somebody, anybody, tell me. It's certainly not playing hockey, I'll tell you that. It's like, come on. And the Islanders, it's been a rough start, and it doesn't get any easier. Now you got to play the Edmonton Oilers in your next game. And I don't know, with the way they've been playing, I don't know how they expect to even compete against the Edmonton Oilers. So the Islanders, they have a tough road ahead of them. And obviously, I'm going to keep watching, and I'll get annoyed after a game if they lose. And if they win, I'll think they're back on the Stanley Cup track. But it's like, dude, you cannot continue to perform this way. You can't. And the Islanders, they've outdone themselves. The D has just gotten worse every single game. I mean, who thought that was possible? But yeah, I mean, I guess the only players who I think you can keep an eye on and said performed pretty well is actually, I've been really pleasantly surprised by Maxim Shabanov. Obviously, I thought he was going to be solid, but he's played really well. Barzal, Horvat, your guy's solid there, but that's it. I mean, actually, J.G. Pajot, who everybody wanted traded, I think has been one of their better players, which is funny enough. I mean, and congrats to Pajot scoring a goal on his 800th career game in the NHL. Too bad the Islanders didn't do anything. I mean, he got us back in the game 2-1, and then Sorokin lets up one of the softest goals I've ever seen to give it up 3-1 like 5 seconds later. It's infuriating, man. Emil Heineman, we got to see his wicked wrister today as he scored, but again, didn't matter. The game was over by then, but it's annoying. I think against the Oilers, you have to start David Riddick. I don't think you can go back to Sorokin. He has an .844 save percentage through the first 3 games. Obviously, the D has been horrendous for him, but again, he's letting a couple soft goals that he needs to save. He needs to be Ilya Sorokin, and he's not being Ilya Sorokin. I mean, we were all worried about the backup goaltending. I mean, we had to worry about the whole goaltending. And I don't think anybody thought the D was going to be this bad, but oh my God, it's horrible. So yeah, that's really all I got to say about the defense. I mean, now you got to look forward to the Edmonton Oilers, and I don't know what the defensemen are going to do there, having to try and keep up with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl and all them, but it's going to be a challenge for them, and it's insane. I know I've said it so many times in this video, but it's insane. How is your 18-year-old defenseman already 10 times better than any defenseman on your team? How is that the case? How is that the case? I mean, it's so insane. And at this point, we got Boquist sitting up in the press box. Throw him in a game. He can't be worse than any of these dudes. So, yeah, it's come on. You got to start doing something. Because the old veterans, I mean, you would think, I know people said the Islanders were slow, getting old, and you got to shut off some of these veterans. But you would still think that they would know what it takes to play a hockey game and win. And the veterans on this team have been dog water. And I don't know what they got to do, but it's just been bad. It has been bad. I mean, Anders Lee has been frustrating so far. I've already said my piece on Casey Cizikas. I thought Kyle Palmieri didn't play that great today. It's like, these dudes, you got to play better. You just got to play better. And the Islanders are 0-3 ready to start off the year, and that is not the start you want. That is not the start that you want. The only thing different is the Buffalo Sabres. I mean, we're tied for the worst team in the NHL with the Buffalo Sabres, and they have, like 2 goals through 3 games? I mean, you're in Buffalo Sabres territory here now. I mean, those 2 teams are competing. I mean, they're in a toilet bowl right now early on in the season. So the Islanders got to come out against the Oilers. They have to come out against the Oilers. You're home again. You've had 3 straight home games now. You sucked against Washington. You sucked against Winnipeg. You cannot suck again against Edmonton for a 3rd straight game at home. Home is supposed to be where you best perform. And hell, man, the Islanders do not look like a good team at home. Who knows? I need to see them on the road more and see how they perform on the road, because they didn't even look that good against Pittsburgh. I mean, they should have won that game still, but they managed to lose. And the last 2 games, they just sucked. So, I mean, after Edmonton, you go out to Ottawa, you did another tough game, and then you play San Jose. That's your first weak opponent. But even then, San Jose is losing games in unbelievable fashion, where at least they look competitive. I mean, they're losing games like 7-6 in overtime, where they don't even trail the whole game. I mean, they lost a game against the Golden Knights, where Alex Nedeljkovic came flying out of the crease, was tried playing a puck and got poke-checked for an empty net goal in overtime. So, the Sharks are at least being competitive, and they're being fun to watch lose. The Islanders are just being infuriating to lose. They're not even a fun team to watch lose. At least if they were losing, they could make it entertaining. But no, they can't even do that. They can't even make it entertaining. They just make it that you're dead by the second period and want to turn the game off. Like, come on. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. But yeah, that's about all I have for today's episode. Hopefully the Islanders figure something out, because I don't know. And hopefully they go start thinking to play those young guys, because I don't know what the possibility is why these guys deserve to play over some of the younger guys in Bridgeport. Because Bridgeport looks pretty solid actually right now to start this season off. Who would have thought that? I mean, after how they performed last year. But yeah, that's about all I can say about the New York Islanders. Obviously, it's a travesty how this season has started. But as always, leave your guys' comments down below, and we'll talk about them in future episodes and such. And as always, let's go Islanders.